Facebook going first and the YouTube just going late. They just pushed it. So that's kind of funny. At least to me it is. So once again, it is another lovely episode of Transparency Agenda. Whew, another crazy day, another exciting day, another exciting day. And what we're going to talk about today, of course, it's being Thursday. I decided, Thursday's going to be I'm just going to show you some cool stuff that you all don't know about. So we're going to be talking about some cool stuff today. And just, that will be the show for today. Oh, and of course, tomorrow, we were going to have the awesome special edition with the one and only Owen Casey Stevens. And there might even be cake. So, don't be surprised there's any cake in there. We might be giving out cake. We're not giving out cake. Oh, look, my brother's watching. Isn't that nice? My brother, Reggie Porter. I'm sure he's going to criticize some of my choices in movies, but he doesn't know what a good movie is. So you don't have to listen to him. All right, so let me get this. Let me tell you what else other stuff going on. RPG Now rejected our color version for our book that we did, Neo Exodus. So I'm going to go back and deal with that. That's going to be my plans this weekend, handling that issue. But I'm hoping that maybe by the weekend, I'll also have the printed version actually in my hands. Probably won't, but it'll probably be next week. But it'll be nice to check out stuff and see what's going on and see how true this is. So I'm working on that. But besides that, I'm keeping a very light weekend. I got a couple of things I'm doing. And if it turns out, I'll tell you more about them. But right now, they're still like in the air, not real. So that's that. All right. So today on this Transparency Agenda, I'm talking about the best Asian fight scenes. And I thought about, what kind of fight scenes do I want to show? Which ones do I think would be cool? So I specifically said Asian fight scenes. What it means, it means fight scenes that were actually filmed outside the U.S., many of them either starring Asian actors or in some places just the location, but most of them would be Asian actors. Yeah, so it's like a lot of fun. So, of course, I'll be putting these in one at a time so you can see. And the thing I've actually done with that was kind of cool is the link, which I'll be putting in here, like this first one, comment, will show you the actual video file, the specific fight I'm talking about from the very specific movie. So you can go right to it if you want to check it out, see what you think about it. I think it should be awesome. So first off, I decided let's go with a little, I can't say like well-known, but definitely known movie. If you're in the Asian cinema of action films, it's a pretty well-known one. Hey, Dale, what's going on? I started with one that I really, really like. It's called Iron Monkey. There's a lot of great scenes in Iron Monkey. There's some really, really great just pure action scenes in Iron Monkey. But there's one scene that I really like a lot. It's Donnie Yee's fight with the guy who plays Iron Monkey. I can't pronounce this guy's name right correctly, but it's just, last name is Yu. So Mr. Yu. And it's a great scene. It's filmed kind of cool. It looks more like a Pathfinder fight than an actual, real legitimate, martial arts technique done thing. And the video I'm showing you it's only a minute, but it's a really cool minute of action and how you shoot really, really, really cool stuff. And, once again, it's just Donnie Yee just looks awesome in it. I mean, you knew Donnie Yee was a good fighter. This just helped prove how good he was, and it's just the look of it and the action, how they're shooting it, and it's just good stuff. It's a good film. If you haven't seen this action film before, it is. I mean, the choreography is excellent. And the scene I picked is there's a lot of long shots, so you can see a lot of the action going on, and it's like there are some cartoon moments, of course. So there's gonna be some flying and stuff like that, but the coolness of the fight is really just ramped up to 12. And there's a crazy little scene with a kid with a slingshot. This why you should be careful when using a slingshot. It's in it. It's got a lot of cool pieces to it. It's got a lot of cool pieces that are still legitimately interesting, legitimately cool, that you can find useful. And if you're a gamer, I'm sure some of this stuff will be inspiration for something that you're going to do, at least either playing or if not, doing. So yeah, Iron Monkey, and the movie's also good too. So anything I'm suggesting is the movie's also good. So don't be surprised. Boom. There you go. So the next one I went to probably the world's most popular actor. This person has done movies for the longest time. One of the first things I ever saw him in was was it Enter the Dragon? It was Enter the Dragon. Was it Enter the Dragon? I think it's Enter the Dragon. and you see him only for like 3 seconds, but you see him in the film, and it's a very young version of himself, and it's very, very cool. And it's Jackie Chan, of course. And the one I picked is the an amazing movie, Drunken Master 2. But the fight scene that makes it really, really cool, it's Jackie Chan versus Ken Lo. Little background about this fight scene, you may or may not know this. It's a fight scene they're having in the big warehouse, the end scene of the movie. You can watch this fight scene and still enjoy the movie. The gentleman he's actually fighting, the last gentleman he's actually fighting, the bad guy, the main bad guy. What makes it very, very interesting about this, as the fight scene progresses, you see he's an amazing martial artist. And you're like, wow, man, this guy's really, really good. And the piece they don't tell you too much, I found this out much later, and I thought it was just amazing when I found this out. The guy who plays the main villain is actually, I don't know if he is anymore, but at one point he was Jackie Chan's bodyguard. So if you want to see some awesome fighting from a guy who basically gets paid to protect him, watch this scene. This scene has literally a lot of great stuff. There's a lot of great action. His kicking style is ridiculous. And it is one of my favorite choreographed scenes. It's like you look at the scene, you're like, goodness. And the action is up to 12. And there's a couple moments in it where you get to see some really just dangerous stunts and why Jackie Chan's insane and why you should never, ever, 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 ever try these stunts at home because they're all dangerous and you probably wind up dead. And it's a great scene. And even when they show you in the outtakes of it at the end, it's still a great scene. So you should check it out. It's amazing. Drunken Master 2. The clip here will get you a lot of just cool stuff, and it's a great scene. Definitely check it out. I cannot suggest it any more than that, because it is a great scene. I don't want to ruin it for you. It's about the video I have for this one is, where is it? I just lost it. Did I just close it? I think I just did. Oh no, the scene. It's an 8-minute long scene, so you get to see a whole bunch of martial arts. So that's on with that one. Next up, also sticking, I can say, with a Chinese theme, and looking at there's a lot of Chinese films on film. Oh, I didn't really realize I just said that. Is another film that became nationally acclaimed. Everyone talked about it. They thought it was awesome. I believe it is an awesome film. The scene I picked from it that is a awesome action scene. Yeah, it's really just an awesome scene, not just because of the people involved, not because what you're watching on it, not because of that stuff, because of the incredible work that was done getting two really good martial artists to do a scene basically that's focused all on weapons. And you get to see a large collection of weapons that you're just amazed by. Just so many different types of like Chinese weapons that you get to check out and see in the combat scene. And it's just, there are some very cool moments. There's even a monk's spade that's actually used in it. You're really not gonna find a monk's spade in a lot of films. So just see it was like, wow, that's kind of cool. This of course is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It's the scene with the two women fighting, and you see Michelle Yeoh, and I mispronounced this girl's name, Zhang Ji, which I'm definitely massacring her name, so don't feel bad. It's a great scene. It's a great scene setup. You can see, so initially starts with sword play, and then just Michelle Yeoh just starts going through the weapons, anything she can get her hands on, and it's great. And while the girl's got the Green Destiny sword, which is a great weapon, it's just very cool. There aren't many movies where you see this many, that much of a collection of Chinese weapons, that just out in combat. And it's just a lot of cool sword play, a lot of cool combat play. There's a lot of just cool martial arts, and a lot of it's very clear. So you can get to see all the action going on. And there's some wire work in there too, of course, but it really is just awesome stuff, and just boom. And once again, a great movie to check out if you've not seen it. And I don't know the people who have not seen, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. If you're a fan of fantasy, like, how could you not watch it? It's a great film. It's a beautiful film. It's a stunningly beautiful film. So why would you not watch it? I'm a big fan of it. I think it's a great film, and the scenes of action are great. Plus, Chow Yun-fat's in it. So come on, it's Chow Yun-fat. That's all you got to say to that one. Boom. Chow Yun-fat, number one. Keep it moving. There you go. Now we're gonna go to a film that is a remake. Okay, it is definitely a remake, but definitely a moment of homage to an already well-known film. The original film was done by the greatest martial artist of all time, Bruce Lee. It is a film that many, many people have watched. I think it's got some really great. There's tons of great fights in the entire thing, but I think this one fight scene is very, very unique, which you get the really cool perspective of fighting. The movie I'm talking about is Fist of Legend. If you didn't know, some people didn't know this, which I thought was very odd. Fist of Legend is a remake of Chinese Connection by Bruce Lee, and it's a very simple premise. That's the cool part, but the action involved is great, and there's some great Jet Li moments where he's just being Jet Li. But there's a fight scene where basically he's fighting this one expert. And what makes it great is that like they're out in they're out in the countryside. This guy's Japanese, and Jet Li is Chinese, and they're basically doing like martial arts styles. And the Japanese guy's doing a lot of very specific Japanese style look, while Jet Li, of course, is doing wushu and some Wing Chun. So it's like you get these two divergent styles of martial arts and see how they work. And the guy who plays the actor of the other side, who's actually quite funny. I mean, it's supposed to be a serious scene, but the guy plays it very, very well. As that, and it's a well done scene. A lot of great action. You see a lot of great fighting. What makes it very, very cool too, the shots from whoever did the cinematography of this was great. There's a lot of great, cool, this is some stuff. If you want to copy what good action should look like, copy this. This has got so much good action, and then they edited it so well, because I'm sure they had to do this thing like a ton of times just to get a lot of the pieces together and see the stuff, and just a lot of good stuff, just a lot of good visual stuff. So if you haven't checked it out, you should definitely check it out. It's an awesome, awesome film. I'm a huge fan of it. The entire movie is good, but this fight scene is very, very cool. There's a scene in the fight scene. Well, there's two scenes that are actually kind of interesting. One is where Jet is basically he's surprised by this guy, so he changes it to an American style, kind of an American style boxing. And the guy's like, "Oh, what's that?" He's like, oh, "Okay, great, let me see." And then the guy does his American version of boxing combined with Wing Chun and Kung Fu and karate. And it's actually kind of interesting to see. Just a very cool, once again, a very cool setup. It's a good film. You'll like it. You'll like action scenes. You'll like it. That's basically simple on that one. If you like action films, you're gonna like it. That's not even a question. All right. This next movie is incredibly near and dear to my heart for a couple of reasons. So let's go back a couple of years. Well, no, Jesus, nearly 20 years ago, when I was developing Haven City of Violence, I used the original Top Secret rule set to basically make the idea for martial arts and how we're going to do the fighting system. And I kept saying to myself, my system's got to be so good that you got to actually be able to do every hit, block, kick that you'll see in an action film that you can actually do and play, because that's important. I think people find that very, very important. I think people will find that very interesting to see and want to see it. So I was like, okay, how can I do that? How can I make it really awesome while at the same time just really just, exciting? So I used this film. And this film has a scene at the end, the fight scene. Funny enough, Owen just sent me a letter. Real quick. This last fight scene is great. I mean, this fight scene is great. It has one of the best, most awesome setups for a fight scene, and it really just is an amazing fight scene, and it proves to you once again how interesting Jackie Chan is. It's a Jackie Chan film, and how just amazing his stunt team that does the choreography of fights is. This scene is from Jackie Chan's Who Am I? If you've never seen the film, it's a pretty simple premise. Basically, he's a big spy, gets amnesia, can't remember who he is, and you spend a lot of time running around like, who am I? And that's the whole premise. So this last little scene is basically he's on top of a rooftop. These two guys he's going to be fighting. And so the guys do one of my favorite lines. That it's a hokey line, but it's great. One guy says, "Okay, look, you got two choices. You can give us the disc, and we toss you off the roof, or you can not give us the disc. We'll beat you up, and then we're going to toss you off the roof." And Jackie Chan does a very, very Jackie Chan thing. He's like, "How about if I just keep the disc and I will both your asses?" And it's like, "Oh, this is awesome." So the first bad guy comes up and fights, and the guy says, like, "Well, how long?" It's like 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So the fight is timed for 30 seconds. And it's a well set up, well choreographed, just a well fight. This is how fights should be. And you get to see some amazing, like, just combat sports, and the music actually helps it along too. And the funny part of this, and this is what makes it also kind of interesting, flashback to Haven City of Violence. This is the film I use to make sure that, yes, in a actual round in 6 seconds, could you do all of this entire scene in the game, based on the time, based on everything? And yes, you can do it. And it's like one of those things, like, what was I thinking? I mean, I literally watched this film, oh my God, somewhere around like 60 or 70 times to get the timing right, to look at the specific hits, and oh my God. So yeah, it was just crazy. I mean, I look back and like, what was I really thinking? But it's a great movie to watch. This fight scene is great. It's very cool. The first guy fights, which is great. When the second guy comes in, that's when it just goes crazy. Because the scene with the second guy, I'm not gonna tell you what the scene is. I want you to watch the video. It's a scene the second guy does something, and you'll know what it is. I don't even have to guess. Once you see it, you'll be like, oh my God. Yeah, it's a great scene, and it's amazing, and it's very cool, very cool, very cool. There's some really just, once again, Jackie Chan showing you why he is world famous, and to make it funny, there's some very funny scenes in this too. Even though it's a serious fight scene, it's got some really cool moments. It's some really well done choreography. The tie scene, you'll know what I'm talking when I say the tie. And why you should be careful why you should be careful with ties. It's very interesting. So that's going on. So yeah, this has got like a lot of great scenes in it. I can't say enough nice things about it, but it's a great scene. So I love it. It's one of my favorites. Ta-da. So check it out. Jackie Chan's Who Am I? Good stuff. Next up is actually something. Okay, so let me give you a little background on this one too. But this is like one of those moments of, geez, Lewis, I didn't know you knew to do it like this. I'm like, yeah. So I was always a big fan of Asian films. Everybody knows that I like Asian films, but I was never a big fan of like Southeast Asia, like Thailand. It's like if they didn't have a lot of stuff that was impressive until I saw this one film. This is the first film that got me started watching other Southeast Asian films that really, really got me to like, wow, that's some awesome stuff. Tony Jaa is the actor that I first saw in this film. I'd never heard of him before, and I was like, oh, this guy's pretty good. He did some really cool. There's some really, really cool stunts going on, but there's a scene that really defines Tony Jaa. If you've never seen him before, and you want to just see like how great he is as a fighter, and just the idea. And if you want to watch Muay Thai, really done incredibly well. Ong Bak is the name of the movie. It's Ongbak, and there's a fight scene in the bar. And for people who watch this thing and have seen this before, the fight scene in the bar is awesome, just ridiculous. And it's not like it's one of those fight scenes. It's like, okay, I want to see this thing goes. Let's see how this works out. This could be cool. And the first scene, you see the guy with the hair and the big, gives you the finger, and bam, it just starts from there. Bam. It's like maybe you didn't understand. Let me show you what's happening here. And then it just continues to go on to show you, how interesting and how devastating Muay Thai is. If you've never actually seen like Muay Thai, even if this is film done, don't get yourself. It's all film done, and yeah. But you see the wow, that had to hurt. Oh, that was good. And it looks like it could feasibly work in real life. I'm sure it really could. But on the film, it just makes it even look better. I mean, it is a great film. The action scene with that is awesome. And then the other stuff that happens on top of it is even more awesome. And it's just a great, great scene. And, I was always, I can say, yeah, I was always a fan of Muay Thai. I mean, you hear about it, it's like, oh, I can get it. Okay, it's like kickboxing. But no, it's not like, when I think of kickboxing, I'm thinking of American style kickboxing, a lot of straight kicks and like Bill Superfoot Wallace and that kind of stuff. This is not kickboxing. This is just, elbows and knees and fists. And it's just, oh my God, it's crazy. And, it's crazy. And like I said, this scene, this gets better. The first guy's interesting. The second guy's even more interesting. And they just keep doing really, really cool stuff with this scene. It's another like almost 10-minute scene. It's like 9:30. This scene has action up the wazoo. If you don't like action and you don't like this scene, you should be beaten, because this has got some very funny moments. Like that second fighter, that guy's crazy. I was like, where did you get that hair? Where did this guy get this hair from? but you get to see, like, once again, awesome fighting. So hi-ya, that's how it should be. Just get that together. Awesome fighting. Awesome fighting. All right. And finally, I went with a film that I guess got a lot of press in the U.S. Relatively, it was slow, but when people saw it, they were like, "What the?" It's that kind of film. So this film, the scene I'm doing from this film, the entire film is awesome. Just awesome. It's brutally awesome. It's another Southeast Asian import. It is a well done choreography, shot properly. It's a beast of a movie, and like Ong Bak, it's just there's nothing bad about it. Um, I think this movie, plus with like Old Boy, brought a lot of inspiration into like why hallway scenes, if shot well, could be awesome. And you'll see it with Daredevil and soon coming Iron Fist and Luke Cage. And even the Punisher and the jail scene. Like why hallways are incredibly dangerous if you're fighting in them, and why you can be highly effective. So yeah, this movie, like I said, this movie came out of nowhere. Somebody showed me this movie a couple years ago, and I was like, "What is this thing?" The movie's called The Raid Redemption, and the scene I'm talking about is called the machete fight scene, and it is a machete fight scene in a hallway, and it's 5 guys. Let me see how many guys it is against 1. I think it's 5. Let me confirm that. Gotta wait. It started. It's playing now. I think it's 5 guys. Now, 5 guys at the machetes in a hallway. You think this is going to turn out one way, and what happens? How it turns out is awesome, because it shows you that hallway fighting and a hallway scene is probably more cooler than anything you've seen like all week. Like, wow, man! Like, wow, this is great. And the hero in this scene, he looks great fighting the villains. They're doing their best. There's some great scenes, some things that make sense. The cameraman angles are great. The action is great. It is incredibly high energy. Yeah, you see like everything that goes on causes more danger and more things that happen, and it's just danger happens in this thing because you've got some guys armed with machetes fighting in a hallway. So you can figure out what's going to happen here. And yes, it happens a lot of times. So yeah, that's a cool movie to check out. If you haven't picked it up, check it out. This scene is great. You can check the link that I'm giving you. The link, if you don't like this film, I don't even know if I can talk to you anymore. If this scene does not excite you from a fighting perspective and an action perspective, I really can't like you anymore. I mean, like, holy cow, that would be. If someone told me, "Oh, I didn't like it. It was not a good scene," I'm like, you and I can never be friends again. Because my goodness, I'm talking about action. Jeez, this thing. Once again, I don't know if they pay those stuntmen over there, but I hope they get paid well, because man, they earn their dollars on this one. It is like, let me show you. It's great. It's a great scene. So there we go. That's the last one. I was going to add something else. Until initially it was going to be just cool fight scenes. But I said, well, I want to include stuff that most people haven't seen. So then of course I put on the greatest fight scene of all times without any explanation. They live, best fight scene over a pair of sunglasses ever. And that's how it should be. If you're going to do an awesome scene, that's the kind of scene you do. Goodness, that's good stuff. So there you go. So yeah, so these are great. I hope you've actually seen some of these movies. If you haven't seen these movies, you check them out. They're all great films. You'll all be very happy with them. You will not be at all disappointed when the action comes from these. It is fun. They're good. And I said, there's 7 more things you can find that you can use later, maybe do some cool stuff with, because that's really what it's all about. Find something cool you can do and say, hey, I like this. This was cool. Let me see some more of this cool stuff. So that's what it's about. Okay, so tomorrow we're doing our show with Owen. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be on at 9 o'clock. Did I say 9 o'clock? I might have said 9 o'clock. I think I said 9 o'clock. Maybe 9 o'clock. Yeah, it should be 9 o'clock. I meant 10 o'clock. Let me confirm that time, because I don't want to tell you guys that I'm lying to you all, but it's important because I need to know. I forget. Tomorrow at 9. See, 9 o'clock. So Owen and I are going to check the test run tonight, make sure everything's good. do it tomorrow and hope to God that we don't have a problem that we did last time. But maybe we will. You never know with us. It could be some awesome stuff that we mess up on. Because I like that stuff, geez. So yeah, so if you're going to be going to it tomorrow, you're going to be enjoying it. I'm going to be asking Owen a lot of questions. I'm asking Owen a lot of questions just on the whole process that he does. So you can get a great understanding. So if you're looking to get into publishing and stuff like that, please check it out. You'll be very, very happy. It will probably give you more information than you ever thought you needed. And it's kind of cool because, Owen and I have very similar tastes. So you'll at least see some cool things I like, probably some cool things he likes, and some cool things we both like. That's kind of cool. All right, everybody, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to finish up some work, and then I'm going to bed. Actually, no, I'm really going to bed tonight. But I'm not going to stay up late playing UFC 2 because there's only so much UFC 2 you can play in one day. Then you become an addict. Okay, what can I say? All right, everybody, I will talk to you all later.